What happened when the crisis hit, and this was the big event, is domestic demand in all the crisis hit countries collapsed. And the figures here are often not used, so this is something that many people won't know. So in Greece, we talk about the recession, GDP fell by 25%. Real domestic spending in Greece, that is to say, which determines your living standard, is what you buy as a country, with the people, fell by nearly 40%. This is one of the biggest collapses in an economy I have any idea of. But even in Spain, interestingly, which is now coming out of it, relatively so, it fell 20%. The GDP only fell 10% because Spain eliminated an enormous current account deficit, which they had before the crisis, and it now moved to surplus. So essentially, all the crisis hit countries could no longer borrow. The financial process broke down. This transfer of resources to them ceased. And the current account deficits that used to offset the huge German and Dutch surpluses dominantly all disappeared, and they all moved into surplus. So now we have a situation, interestingly, in which in the Eurozone, there is only one country which has any current account deficit at all, and it's very small, and that's France. Everyone else is either in balance or significant surplus, which is just to say, this is the core point I'm making here, the Eurozone adjustment process is a large negative shock for the rest of the world. And it is one of the reasons, that, in my view, that the emerging economies are in trouble. Because it's, of course, somebody else had to bear the counterpart adjustment. It wasn't the US in this case. It was partly China, but it was also many other emerging economies. It's one of the reasons, I think, for the fragility. So that's the global context.